So there are a couple things I'm considering with going to this event, this Squadron 42 event. So I did get an invite, and I did immediately call my mom and everyone else I knew to tell them that we had finally made it and everything's real, and Star Citizen, it's done. We're good. It's golden. No, I'm still trying to decide what kind of event it is. And to be quite honest, I sent them some questions to ask a little more details. I did CIG. I don't think they're going to give me any more details, but I thought it would be worth at least asking because I don't know what exactly it is they're trying to do with this event. I don't know who was all invited, so I don't know what the point is. What it reminds me of is the event that they did in 2018, maybe 2019. Nautilus. I think it was the Nautilus. It's the concierge event. So this was an event that they held in August of 2019. Oh, and the freaking pictures got deleted. I wonder if that's because they didn't want them leaked. It looks like, yeah. So it looks like they, at this event, what they did was they had concierge people had the ability to buy a ticket to go to this closed event at one of their studios, I think, where they unveiled the Nautilus ship. This is a ship that's still not in the game. And honestly, this was a pretty, I mean, you know, the Star Citizen community. This was a bit of a rough way to do it. It was a $675 ship. And it was just like they made an actual, there's got to be an article about this somewhere. I'm sure somebody wrote an article about this, like Kotaku or someone. Either way, this is kind of what the event reminds me of. An exclusive event where they can bring people out to check something out that I'm not convinced that this means that Squadron 42's release is imminent. I'm considering what this event is for. Obviously, they're going to show people Squadron 42. I'm considering what their timeline is after this event comes out. Because if the game is still coming out next year, if it's a February kind of release and this is just sort of a, hey, the game is real, you guys get to see it, get to talk about it for a few months, and that's just, we're just kind of giving you an advertisement about it. That's one thing. But if they want to release it this week, or not this week, but the week of the event or the following week, that's another thing. Besides all that, though, I have a baby coming. Like we're gonna have a baby in late August. If I went to this event, my child would be 7 weeks old, and I'm not leaving my wife and my 7-week-old child alone here. So if I was gonna go, I would also want them to be there. And honestly, it kind of works out because due to this whole bullshit war and stuff that's been going on, the US government has been denying visas for all of our family to come over here to see the baby. So it might actually work out better for us to go to England, where people can actually travel to, and then Honey's family can meet us there to see the baby. So there's just a lot of stuff that I have to consider with this trip outside of whether or not it's fun for just to see the game. Then there's like the question of how much that costs. That's going to be like a $4,000 trip for us. So on top of having a baby, it's a big thing to consider, and they did not give us much time to decide on it. So I'm thinking about it, considering what might happen, what we might do, and I'm sure we'll have our answer by the end of this week. The opportunity, I feel like I haven't really commented on that, is amazing, and I'm super grateful to be able to get the chance to see Squadron 42. I really, really appreciate that they invited and considered us, and I genuinely like there's nothing more in me than that just wants to go and see the game from a fan of the game standpoint, and like somebody who's been waiting too long for this. Too long. It's really exciting, but ain't that simple, right? Someone pointed out that the event takes place during the 41st week of 2026, possible release the following week. I've heard that theory. That's a funny one. I just can't see them doing a shadow drop, or I guess we don't know if it's a shadow drop. It very well might be that they start doing the marketing in the next couple of weeks and then just lead into an October release. But it would be weird if there was no marketing and then they did this event and dropped it the next week, you know? Either way, I think we'll know by August. Pretty positive we'll get a Gamescom trailer and a release date this year. Gamescom trailer would be fitting. Yeah. That's really, I don't have much to say about the event. I know there's a lot of conversation surrounding it, who's invited, who's not. I'm blessed and privileged to have been invited. I think there's going to be a lot more discussion to have about this over the next couple of months as we see more and learn more information. The biggest thing to take away from this, in my opinion, is that they are ready to start marketing Squadron. That's the biggest thing. We've been seeing the signs. Actually, that's right. Why don't we add to our list of like marketing moves they've been I made the meme, by the way, we were talking about on stream. Let me pull up the email real quick that I got, because I'm going to add that to our little list of all the things that CIG's been doing. And we'll put it right here next to the LinkedIn post we had just a couple of weeks ago, or last week or something like that. This is like the marketing, the slowly ramping up marketing machine of Squadron 42 that we've been tracking over the months. And I'll throw this one in as just the latest sign. They're just ready to start. There's clearly an effort to get this going out and about. And I don't know, I think like they just genuinely are struggling with making sure it runs completely well. You know, getting that last 5% of polish that makes sure people aren't going to call it out. And it's very possible that they're dealing with problems with getting it to console. I've seen the rumors as well. Don't know if it's true, but I think it would be very, very beneficial to them to try and get Squadron 42 to launch on console. So I can understand if that's also giving them trouble. But this is just the latest in a long line of signs that something is going to start to happen with Squadron, and at least the wait is over. Is it going to be worth it after all this time? Is it going to meet expectations? I don't think so. Is it going to make enough money to validate them doing an episode 2 and 3? I'm sure they're dealing with those questions in their heads right now. But with the way that this has gone with just the first game, my bet's on no. This has been a freaking mess, dude. This has been an absolute mess. And I'm sure that they did not want to be releasing Squadron 42 in 2026 or 7, whenever it does come out.